Pornography, it's everywhere. It is close to $1 trillion industry. And I'm sad to say that the parent company, which used to be called MindGeek and now it's called something else, I forget the name of it, is in my home country of Canada. Now they have offices set up all around the world. Simply saying, pornography is very damaging to your brain. It is very, very negative. It is on par or even worse than some of the drugs that are available right now in the world. I want to talk to you about the damages that are caused from a scientific perspective or a biological perspective, I should say, on your brain. So that way you can really reinforce, if you're struggling with NoFap or you want to practice NoFap or you have a pornography addiction and you're struggling to get rid of it or get over it. Some of the things that helped me was, of course, the alchemy practices, the techniques. There was nothing more powerful than that for myself to be able to really establish myself with a life without pornography, and even moving beyond masturbation, moving on through ejaculation, non-ejaculatory S3X and orgasms. These are all higher level practices that you can get into, but here's the deal. If you're struggling with pornography, you can't do any of those things because you can't really cultivate the amount of S3X energy that's required to practice those things. So I want to talk to you about the damages because it's really helped me stay away, because anytime I've been tempted to watch or to have it as a stress relief or just to, oh, it's hot, I want to watch, I always remember the damage that it's actually doing. And because I remember the damage that it's doing, it's easy to stay away from it. Tony Robbins calls this your pain-pleasure association. He basically says only until you've associated enough pain with an activity will you really ever quit it. So this is about associating pain with pornography so that pain motivates you to stay away from it. Pain can be a great motivator, but if it's only used consciously. Let's dive into it. Hi, my name is Nicola Dawes and I help men master their S3X energy so you can become a powerhouse both in and outside of the bedroom and unleash all your God-given abilities. If you're struggling with pornography, let me know, leave a comment. Don't be ashamed. First thing is just to say, hey, I'm struggling with it. And the reason I ask you that, or send me a message if you don't want to leave it publicly, I can understand that. I've got a 30-day corn-free challenge. It's been tremendously successful for the men that we've put through the program. And we've literally put a couple hundred guys now through this training program with tremendous amounts of success. Some guys completely giving up, never returning. Some guys reducing dramatically, 90 to 95% use, and then going through it a couple times and then being able to give it up. Anybody who's stuck through this program has had tremendous success. And so if you need some help, let me know, I'm here to help. All right, let's go into what are the damages that pornography creates in the brain. So first of all, consumption can negatively impact the brain, particularly altering brain structure and function in regions associated with the reward processing, decision-making, and impulse control. This can lead to changes in cognitive function. It literally changes the brain structure. And according to Neuroscience News, watching pornography rewires the brain to a more juvenile state. That's in the December 29, 2019. So this is a recent, at least a 4 or 5 year article. There's been more research done since then, saying that it has been correlated with the erosion of the prefrontal cortex, meaning men who are watching pornography are being reduced to a juvenile state of maturity, physically, in their brain, mentally, their structure, and then therefore their behaviors and actions. I just saw an article about, it was about men being like big children, still into games, and not that there's nothing wrong with games or anything, but their mentality is still like a child. They're not taking on the full responsibility of what it means to be a man, to be a provider, protector, producer. They still want mommy to bail them out of situations. Their ambitions are to play video games rather than to play the game of life and win at the game of life. This is a juvenile state. It's very unattractive from a woman's perspective to a man. So if you're interested in being attractive to women, it's very unattractive because it reduces so many of your masculine qualities. Some studies have even shown correlations between regular pornography use and reduced gray matter volume in certain brain regions, meaning literally reducing the amount of brain that you have, which is going to have an impact in your cognitive abilities, your focus, brain fog, and your overall ability to create the life that you want. So what are the impacts on brain structure and function? So the stratium. Studies suggest that regular corn consumption may be associated with smaller brain volume and fewer connections in the stratium, a region involved in reward processing and motivation. Simply saying, you're gonna have less motivation and you're gonna feel less reward substance. You're gonna feel like life is dull, boring, and what's gonna happen is you're gonna turn to more pleasure-based activities to fulfill that void. I'm just gonna eat crappy foods now. I'm going to smoke more now. I'm going to drink more now. I'm going to shop more now. I'm going to play more video games. I'm going to scroll on social media, doom scroll for 2 hours. All of this is a sign that your brain isn't functioning at its full potential. The prefrontal cortex. The prefrontal cortex is crucial for planning, decision-making, and impulse control. Pornography has been associated with reducing the prefrontal cortex. One study found a weaker connection between the stratium and the prefrontal cortex in men who regularly consume pornography, which potentially impacts cognitive function. So again, everything that I just said. A reward system is overstimulated. The reward system leads to pornography leads to desensitization and a dysfunctional anxiety response. That's why men who watch pornography experience things like heightened anxiety and social anxiety. And look at our whole younger generation. So many people, they have so much social anxiety and they didn't realize it is because they were exposed to very detrimental habits, whether it was pornography or smoking marijuana or drinking, all at these young formative times. And neuroplasticity. So neuroplasticity is just a simple term to say that our brain is consistently rewiring itself, that the brain is constantly rewiring itself and developing new neurons, and it's affect the ability for the brain to do this. So your ability to learn new things, to have sharper memory, all gets affected by pornography use. This affects impaired decision-making, no different than when you're drunk or you're high and you can't make good decisions. You know, if you're at a party, it's not time to make life decisions. Just enjoy the party, right? You know, this can impair your ability in various aspects of your life. School, if you're a student, work, if you're in career, business, if you're a business owner, in your relationships, in your health decisions. It's going to affect so many aspects of your life at a core level. You're going to find that concentration becomes difficult. You can't stay focused for long periods of time. And you become impulsive or avoidant. You either become more impulsive on things or you avoid tough decisions or tough tasks, even though those are the tasks that are going to get you to your dream and to your ideal lifestyle. You're not going to feel confident in taking on those tasks. But a man who's clean, a man who's focused, a man who is staying away from these impulsive and detrimental activities, he's going to take on the tough tasks. He's going to do the hard work. He's going to feel motivated and confident to do it. And that's going to get him the big results and the big lifestyle. There's further damages. I think I've honed it enough for this video. Just to recap what I've discussed. Brain structure and function becomes impaired. The stratium, which is associated to the reward processing, becomes impaired. You literally have a smaller brain, reduced in gray brain matter. Your prefrontal cortex, which gives you good decision-making, impulse control, and planning, becomes totally reduced. So you're living impulsively like an animal, never seeing the long-term vision, which is detrimental to your growth. And it's one of the beauties of human life. We can plan our whole life. We can plan. We can create. If we don't do that, I love the quote that says, "He who fails to plan, plans to fail." Do you know that only 3% of the world has written down goals or visions for their life, which they review on a daily and weekly basis? They happen to be the most successful 3%. It means 97% of people are drifting through life. They're operating at animal level consciousness. They wake up in the morning, they don't have a plan. They just go about whatever the wind takes them. And that's why they're so caught up in news and entertainment and politics and gossip and all kinds of things that just waste your life, the human form and potential, because they don't have a plan. It all starts with a plan. In my training program, the first pillar is called visionary leadership, which is about how to develop a great plan for your life, develop that plan into milestones and SMART goals, and then how to track your progress. This is the essential first step of transmuting your energy and designing your overall lifestyle. Your reward system becomes overstimulated, making everything feel desensitized and dull, unmotivated, boring, and it affects your neuroplasticity, so your ability to learn and to change and adapt all becomes tougher, and you become more impulsive and avoid the tough tasks. If you do those things, you're diminishing your life. And that's why I'm doing this video, because I don't want that, and I know you don't want that. Who would want that? But ultimately, we do it out of ignorance, and then out of ignorance comes a nasty cycle of addiction, laziness, sloth, and we could dive right into the 7 deadly sins. We won't do that in this video, but basically that's what they are. You don't have to call it sin. Sin is such a heavy word because it's a religious word. But sin is anything that takes you from being your best self, from your greatest self. Sin is anything that is going against God's plan for you. And if God is a heavy word for you, nature's plan for you. You have a purpose, and it's not to sit there and to wank off the pixels on a screen. I hope this video helped you. Please reach out to me. I am here to be of service and to help. We've got some incredible trainings that have a proven track record of success. I would love to help you in your journey. And if it's not me, find someone who can help you. But don't go at it alone. It's the worst. Reach out for help. Link arms with other men. It's how we become strong. Iron sharpens iron. Men sharpen men. Strong men will make you strong. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. Hit the bell button so you never miss a video. One way to continue to develop yourself is just to plug into these videos. Continue to watch. We have so many videos on this channel that I've created to help you. Pick a video a day and watch it. Make sure you leave comments, subscribe. It really helps us get out to more men and be of greater service. Thank you so much. I'll see you on the next video.